Hey guys, Chris with Headlight Revolution here. Today I'm going to show you how to install some LED amber turn signals on your 2016 F-150. Now, one reason you might be looking to do this is for the style. These things are way cool. They're far cooler, they look nicer than your stock stuff. I mean, in here you can see the orange from the incandescent bulb, and that just doesn't look very good, you know? This thing's way cooler. It's got a much more modern look. This is a nice modern truck. It only makes sense. Let's get this done. You're going to need to go to your favorite tool drawer, and you're going to need a few things. And the few things that you're going to need is an 8mm socket, you're going to need a 10mm socket, you're going to need a 12-inch extension, and a few different pry tools to get these plastic clips off. Once you have all that, let's get started. There's a plastic clip right here on the top of this plastic piece here on the front of the vehicle. And just get under that and pry it up. Set it off to the side when you're done. This whole plastic piece is going to come off to get the headlight out, and there's just a few things holding it on first. We've got two 7s back here. Those are holding this plastic piece on. They're right in the way, you can't miss them. And now we should be able to pull this front plastic piece off. Starting from the top corner here, pull this thing toward you. And you'll feel it release from its plastic clips. It's a little tight, especially if it's new and it's never been removed before. But it does come off. Now take this, set it somewhere safe. Okay, now we're going to be removing this front plastic piece here, this support structure for the headlight. There's a lot of screws in this thing. There's a lot of 10mm, and there's one 8 right here. And the 8 looks a little bit different than the rest, so it's pretty noticeable. But go ahead and just start from the side. And these are silver. They're silver on black plastic, so they stick out pretty good. Pretty tough to miss. And there's the 8. So switch to your 8. With all the bolts removed on this thing, it should pop right off. Set that off to the side. Now, on the top of the headlight itself, we've got two 10s to remove, and those are black. One here, and one here. Now the final thing holding this headlight in is a 10mm bolt that's far back behind the headlight. And for that you're going to need an extension. And 12 inches is pretty much the magic number for getting you back there. The final bolt holding this headlight in. It's a little bit of a reach back there. You could probably get away with a 6-inch extension if you're using a deep socket. Set everything back to the side here. Now, there's a little lever right here. It's plastic, and if you just pull the headlight toward the front of the vehicle while you pry up on it, it'll release. You can use a flat screwdriver, whatever you have on hand. It doesn't take much. Now, the headlight's just held in by friction, essentially. So if you just grab the bottom and grab the top, pull it toward you, there it is. Go ahead and unplug your marker light up here. And unplug your harnesses down below. Now, like I said at the beginning of the video, with these bulbs side by side, you can really see the difference. I mean, this is something that's been around for a very long time. And on a truck like this, I mean, we can do better than that. This looks very modern. It looks very nice, and it's just so much brighter. I mean, the cool part about it too is these bulbs tend to fade on and fade off. You know, it's a gradual sloping intensity, and these are just instantly on, 100% brightness, instantly off. It looks so much sharper at night. So let's get this thing set up. The first thing we need to do is test some wires and figure out where to put our resistor. Now, the reason we need our vehicle specific resistor is without it we'll get a hyper flash. And what a hyper flash is the turn signal is going to go crazy when you turn the turn signal on. It's going to flash really quickly and rapidly, and some people don't mind that, most people do, and so we've got this here from GTR Lighting. These are load equalizing resistors. You put these in line with your wiring, and it makes it think that it's got one of these in there still. It's really nice. You get everything you need with this kit. You've got T-taps if you want to use those. We solder them here. It's absolutely up to you. They come with nice self-drilling screws, so you can mount these things in metal. You do want to mount these to metal. They get awfully hot. Without further ado, let's get this thing installed. All right, so to install your resistor, you want to take your turn signal plug, and you want to figure out which of these wires is flashing 12 volts with your turn signal turned on. To figure this out, you can go in the truck and just turn your 4-way flashers on. And you're going to find that one of these wires has ground. In this case, it's this top one, black with yellow. And you're going to find that one of these wires has a constant 12 volts, and that's your parking light. And that's just always on with your headlights. And this bottom wire here will have 12 volts going and shutting off. 12 volts on, 12 volts off. And that is your turn signal. So you want to take your resistor wires and tie them in to this ground wire and this flashing 12 volt signal right here. So we're going to unpackage this GTR lighting kit here. We're going to take the top resistor off, and they send you one resistor per side per turn signal. So if you are doing your front turn signals and your rear turn signals, you're going to need 2 of these kits for a total of 4 resistors. Now, if you're going to use the T-taps, you stick one of these in the T-tap and just collapse the T-tap around the wire that you're connecting it to. Now, we live in northern Minnesota, and there's a lot of salt and corrosion, and it gets into our wires and makes just a terrible situation. Makes things like that not work as well. And we want this to work for a long time. So I'm going to go ahead and solder these up. So I'm going to strip the ends of this resistor. I'm going to come over here, and I've just got one of these auto strippers. You can get these anywhere. I mean, any parts store should have them, any tool store. They're really handy for this stuff, because then I don't need to actually cut the wire. I can just come in here, get behind the plug, and get this done. So I'm going to go ahead and just loop it around my turn signal wire here. With the wire twisted like this, I'm going to bring my soldering iron in here and a little bit of solder. So the final step in mounting the resistor is just taking this screw that comes in the kit, the self-drilling screw here. Take a Phillips drill. Find a suitable place for that thing to live. We've got some nice flat metal over here, so that's where I'm going to try to send this resistor. Now that's going to be perfect. I'd like to illustrate to you guys just how well this new GTR lighting bulb fits in the original socket. So when you pull the old bulb out, set that off to the side. Perfect. Just like the original bulb, it's not coming out, it's not wiggling loose. We see that on some of the cheaper bulbs, you know, that you can find on wherever, Amazon and eBay. And those things just, I mean, I can't tell you the amount of headlight housings I've seen with a sweet, you know, LED bulb hiding out on the bottom of it. It just fell out and it's living down there now because you can't get it out. This, I mean, you can shake it around, it's not coming loose. So with our resistor installed and wired and everything, we can plug this guy back in, bring the headlight housing back to the vehicle, all right, don't forget to get your marker light back in there. All right, on the back of the headlight, don't forget to plug in your turn signal right here and your headlight power right there. All right, we're gonna get our headlight back into position here just to make sure everything works. if you let this lever on top clip in, it'll hold the headlight pretty well on its own. Let's go back to the truck and make sure that everything powers up like it should. All right guys, as you can see, everything's back together. We've got our sweet GTR lighting LED turn signals up front on this side. We've got stock on the passenger side. And as you can see, this is crisp, this is clean, it's instant on, it's instant off. It looks fantastic and it matches the rest of the truck now. You know, these trucks from the factory look fantastic. They've got an awesome gauge cluster, everything looks super modern on the inside. And then there are some things to be desired on the outside. And we can help you with that at headlightrevolution.com. Check the description below. We've got everything you need for this truck and many others. Be sure to subscribe and check out our other videos. Thanks for watching.